Bonjour pour ceux qui nous suivent toujours. Bien entendu, merci d'être avec nous. Thank you very much for being here with us. We have two new guests here talking about triple jump now. On va parler de triple saut avec Hugues, Fabrice, Zango, qui a été médaillé, vous le savez, au jeu, et Christian Taylor, qui est peut-être ce qui se fait de mieux dans l'histoire du triple saut. Double champion olympique, 4 fois champion du monde, 2 times Olympic champion and 4 times world champion. Wow, I'm always impressed when I'm reading these lines. Good to see you again. Christian, take the mic, and then after I ask a few questions to Hugues. Fabrice, how do you feel coming back to Paris?
Hello. Good afternoon, everyone. It is always a pleasure to be back in Paris. This meeting has a lot of significance for me, and of course my history with Teddy. Yeah, we go back many years, over a decade now, and so when we jump far, even Will jumping over 18 meters. Yeah, so the triple jump is really a signature event here.
Of course,
it's always very hot, and hoping to put on a show again tomorrow
with Hugues, Fabrice. I'm always impressed. You don't have enemies. Everybody's so friendly with you. How can you be so performing on a track? You hate no one, and no one hates you.
Life is too short, you know. But I think for 1 hour, everyone wants to be the best.
Right.
This is really the truth. In the call room, we can be like this. We can check up on each other. How is training? How is life? For 1 hour, I think everyone, I don't want to say hate, but everyone is looking for this number one spot.
Right.
But after the 6th round, after it's over, we can go back, we can hug,
drinks.
we can eat, we can, and for me, it's understanding this balance, of working hard, preparing, fighting, but then also remembering we're human, we're brothers, and that's just really special, especially for the field.
Yeah.
I think we really have this connection.
Christian, you won everything, and several times. What's the motivation now to keep on fighting to these guys and meeting them? You just have fun, or is it something that you're seeking still? And what is it?
I'm number 2 all time. That never
right.
that never set well with me. It's a blessing to be in this position, but this was always the thing that pushed me in the day. And whether I was switching my legs, now coming back from a injury, it was an opportunity to show people, not just athletes, but people, when it seems that it seems impossible. You know, if you have the right people around you, if you believe in yourself, if your faith is strong, then you can do anything. And I think this is a very powerful element that I've been able to tap into. But yeah, I mean, we all have injuries. We all pushing ourselves. We all are tested at times. But it's that fight that when you dig deep, and I think with COVID, we all learned a bit of this also.
Exactly.
A bit of resilience.
You had to adapt. You have to, and because of the injuries now coming back. But I know there is something in your mind. The next World Championships are in the U.S. And you want to meet these guys, but not to be that fair with them.
The thing is, I think it's going to be a bit of back and forth. So my ultimate dream, my goal that is now pushing me every day is Paris 2024.
Right.
I miss Tokyo.
So you're looking at for the next 2 years.
Of course.
Well, that's what you said. You went to Turku, and that's what you said. I'll see you next year.
Yeah.
You said right after the meet.
This is what I am driving for every day. My heart was broken to miss Tokyo, really. And I had so many plans, but this is life, right? I think, again, in this time, in this pandemic, we all had plans, and we all had to realign, readjust. And so, of course, looking towards Eugene, it's a home championship. It would be fantastic to compete on home soil, but I would be lying if I said that everything was not building towards 2024.
Triple crown in the Olympics that has never been made. I mean, Saniev tried, and some in the old times, some tried to have these titles, but it's so hard to get, and you know how hard it is.
For sure, I was the first one to defend a world championship title again, because you got to think, with all the great athletes that have been, the triple jump is so much on the body. And every year, everyone is getting younger. The new talent is coming in. And really, to be honest, the Cubans now are producing athletes
all the time. Yeah.
Every year.
One is born today and he's going to compete in a few years.
And we are getting older. My birthday is tomorrow, right? And it makes me feel like the old man on the runway. But at the end of the day, it's all out of love, and I'm such a student of the sport. I'm studying these guys. I'm studying my craft, and I just take pleasure in seeing the direction the event is going, and I hope they continue to go towards 18 meters and beyond.
Well, congratulations again. Well, we'll ask you a few questions. Hugues, Fabrice, un plaisir. Je le disais, il y a eu cette médaille olympique qui a été fantastique, qui t'a permis justement aussi de démontrer au monde que tu comptais dans l'histoire du triple saut. Et puis, Teddy t'a amené vers ces 18. Je sais que ça, c'est quelque chose qui a compté énormément pour toi. Comment tu te sens à justement l'approche? Alors, il y a plusieurs choses, on va y revenir tout à l'heure, mais tu as privilégié les études pendant un temps, et ça, c'est quelque chose qui est tout à ton honneur, pour reprendre la compétition. Et tu viens de refaire 17 mètres, là, récemment. Hein. Attends, on va l'ouvrir. Hop, voilà.
Voilà, c'est mieux. Alors, c'est vrai qu'après Tokyo, il y a eu beaucoup de choses qui se sont passées, hein, parce qu'au Burkina Faso, ça a été juste une émulation sans précédent. Et c'était la première fois qu'on avait une médaille olympique, et c'était du côté du triple saut, et c'est moi qui l'ai ramené. Et c'était la première médaille aussi de l'Afrique au niveau du triple saut. Donc, c'est vraiment une fierté, c'est un honneur que ce soit moi qui soit le premier. Et c'est vrai qu'après Tokyo, j'ai voulu privilégier les études parce que j'étais à la fin de ma thèse de doctorat, et en ce moment, on est juste en train de faire des corrections pour pouvoir soutenir avant la fin de l'année. Et donc, ça m'a fait rater quelques compétitions et prendre le temps de me préparer pour les championnats du monde de Eugene. Et donc, ça fait toujours plaisir de refranchir 17 mètres, mais après avoir franchi 18 mètres, je pense qu'à 17,34 que j'ai fait la semaine dernière, j'ai encore faim. Et donc, j'espère qu'à Paris, je pourrai encore améliorer ce que j'ai fait cette saison et pouvoir en fait chercher, retrouver mon niveau et chercher au-delà.
This medal at the Olympic changed a lot of things, especially in Burkina Faso, in my country. I was the first athlete to bring back an Olympic medal, and the first African to bring back in triple jump an Olympic medal. I was very, very happy for this and proud, of course. And after Tokyo, I just switched because I had to finish my studies to a degree, my master, and I wanted to finish this before focusing on the World Championships. So it took some time, and I'm happy also because it's done, and now I can go back to work on triple jump, and happy to that's what I did last week, 17:34. But I'm still hungry, and this is not enough. I just want to go further and to make a great performance. When you did 18 meters, you want to go back and feel this great moment. C'est un vrai, j'imagine, un vrai plaisir la façon dont tu construis aussi cette carrière, parce que c'est pas simple de mener les deux de front. Yes, tu l'as dit, cette fierté, tu aurais pu rester justement sur l'athlétisme uniquement, et là ça va te permettre, parce que tu es libéré maintenant de ça, de repartir au combat contre Christian et les autres. Hein.
Oui, tout à fait, et comme Christian l'a dit tout à l'heure, il y a des jeunes qui ont de longues dents, et pas plus loin que la semaine dernière, il y a Jordan Diaz, les Cubains qui sont en Europe en ce moment et qui font plus de 17,60 m. Donc le combat sera âpre, et donc franchement j'ai envie de me mêler encore à toutes ces personnes, tous ces grands noms de l'athlétisme éventuellement, et bien sûr Christian Taylor, hein, qui est encore là et qui nous pousse, parce que c'est un gros palmarès derrière, et c'est toujours un plaisir de pouvoir faire de la compétition avec de si grands noms, en effet.
I was asking that it was hard to have both challenges, studies and competition, but now he's free from the studies, so he will focus back on the competition. This is what he said. He's happy to come back, and he he wants to go for long distances again. And when you see, like Christian said, these young ones coming with big teeth, and we see Diaz jumping 1760. So this is something which motivates me. And Christian is still there. It's just like, no offense to him, but when he has such a great result in the past, we all want to beat him. So we're looking forward to these competitions with a lot of respect for you. Merci. On va ouvrir aux questions. We're open to the questions. On en a une ici, une là. The first question. Mike, here. Normally it's working if... Yes. Oui, mais il parle anglais. Si, il parlera à Hugues Fabrice en français et à Christian en anglais. Mike, oui, bien sûr.
Okay.
Mike.
So this works, and I'll try this in English if I may.
Yeah, right.
It's a question for Christian. Also in the field, I think Pablo Pichado, Portugal. That may recall to you the times in 2015, does to me certainly, those incredible fights you had with him and the levels and that going up to 18 meters and higher. Does that feel like another world away, and how will you approach this particular competition as you are coming back up towards that level, but you're away from it at the moment?
Yes, so this season for me feels like 2014, the year I was learning how to jump again. 2015 was the following year, and of course when someone like Pedro is jumping 1790 in April, you must change your training, you must adapt. I'm a competitor, whether 4x4, whether triple jump, no matter what. Like I said, in that hour, we're all trying to be number one. But Hughes is 18 meters also, even with zero wind indoors, you know. And so when you know the field is so strong, your mindset is different. You cannot let off the gas. You cannot have an average day. Every day must be your mindset is going to be a personal best. It's going to be the jump of my life. And so right now, to be very honest, I'm in a very humbling position, and I'm watching a lot of competitions, losing a lot of competitions, but most importantly, just relearning and rebuilding confidence in my ability. At the end of the day, I'm still the same person. The fight is still the same, but it's just building that confidence that the body is okay. I can push a little farther, I can run a little faster, and these guys are actually pulling me along the way, and I'm very grateful for that.
Une question devant. Where is the mic? Here, please. Thank you, Mike. Don't keep the mic for you. Just share it.
Bonjour à tous les deux, Mathéo pour le Figaro. Ma question sera en français. Hugues Fabrice, d'abord, comment se repartir de l'avant quand on a créé un exploit aussi immense au jeu? Et puis Christian, pour vous, est-ce que ce meeting de Paris est déjà une première étape avant les Jeux de Paris 2024?
The first to Hugues, and then I'll translate for you, Christian.
C'est vrai que la motivation, elle est encore présente, même après avoir eu une médaille de bronze à Tokyo. Et comme vous l'avez bien dit, c'est une médaille de bronze. Et donc, il y a encore des étapes avant d'être le meilleur. Et comme Christian l'a dit, il faut être le meilleur. Et on cherche tous à être le meilleur, en fait, dans tout ce qu'on fait. Et donc, en ce moment, je ne suis pas le meilleur. Et donc, j'essaie de tendre vers cet idéal. Et donc, c'est ce qui me motive au quotidien. Et j'ai de grandes choses. Et il y a beaucoup de choses que je veux apporter aussi au Burkina, à l'Afrique. Bon, l'espoir, montrer que c'est possible aussi. Parce que, vous savez, en Afrique, on n'a jamais eu de très, très grands sauteurs. Et donc, sauter très loin, en fait, permettra aux jeunes générations de pouvoir s'intéresser à la discipline et pouvoir développer des aptitudes et découvrir des talents dans ce domaine-là. Donc, je suis un peu un pionnier. Je suis sûr que je ne serai pas le meilleur des Africains à sauter. Donc, derrière, moi, je sais qu'il y a des jeunes qui viendront, mais il faudrait justement leur montrer jusqu'où déjà un Africain peut aller, et ensuite, ils feront le reste, quoi.
So thank you for the question. It's just like, as you said, it was a bronze medal. Bronze medals, this is something looking for more, of course. When you've done 18 meters, you want to be the best. And I think there is one new challenge also for me is to get better medals than this bronze medal. I'm also doing this because I think I'm bringing hope to the new generations in Africa. Kids are coming, are growing, and I want to inspire them. If I can be an inspiration for this, humbly, just to keep on jumping as far as possible, to show them that it's possible. And one day, I'm sure I won't be the longest jumper in Africa, but one day one kid will take over. We never had great jumpers like this, but if I can just show them the way, I'm sure the young ones will come and do better. So, Christian, the question for you was like this step, this Diamond League meet here, Paris, is one step to go further to Paris 2024. This is what you said. This is something that you're looking forward also with the French crowd.
Absolutely. When I land in Paris, I have butterflies because I already start to envision what it will be like to come, to check in, to get the accreditation. For me, to experience the Olympics, that was always my dream, to be an Olympian. It's like nothing else. And so to know that now we're in an upcoming Olympic city, you know, I look at the buildings, I try to feel the energy of the city, and for me, this is what I'm really dreaming about every day. And so to be in the stadium, to be back in a Diamond League, it's in the past, this was something I almost took for granted. It was something that was just week in and week out, and now to be 2 years removed from it, to be starting my Diamond League circuit and career again, it's really, really special. And so I'm hoping in 2 years we can have a conversation again and reflect on this moment, but then also talking about how special the triple jump will be in this city.
Oui, non, c'est un bonheur. Je le traduis juste, effectivement, de dire que ce moment-là est un moment particulier. Quand je suis arrivé ici, j'ai senti que j'étais 2 ans plus tard, que je prenais mon accréditation, que je participais aux Jeux Olympiques. Participer aux Jeux Olympiques, c'est un rêve ultime. J'ai toujours rêvé de ça, je l'ai fait, mais je voudrais encore le refaire. Et c'est quelque chose d'assez particulier de le faire ici à Paris, sachant que ces Jeux vont m'apporter encore, j'en suis sûr, beaucoup de satisfaction. Et c'est quelque chose que j'attends avec une grande impatience à chaque fois. Voilà, donc ça c'est son bonheur. One more. Yes, please.
One question to both of you, actually. Christian first. How is the Achilles, and how much do you worry when you're on the runway that it's going to break down?
So last weekend Tuesday in Turku, this was the biggest test for me because this was the first time from full approach, and I feel like this was the biggest hurdle. I'm a speed jumper. If you see my jumping compared to the others, a lot of them are very vertical, like bunnies, you know, and for me, my background has always been how much speed I can bring through. This was the ultimate test of just building the confidence that if I run, I can walk away. And for me, that was just, now I can breathe. Now I can just kind of put my head above water and say, let's compete again. And I think that was the biggest issue. I'm always such a competitor, but to be very honest, it's very difficult to compete when you're thinking, is this going to be my final jump? And now I have the confidence that I can jump again. I can compete again. And so I'm very excited to get back into that mentality, see big marks, and do my signature response. And for me, that is just a joy that I can't describe.
Hugues, Fabrice, yeah. Tu voulais répondre avec le micro? Oui.
J'avais une question précise.
Vas-y, vas-y alors.
Hugues, Fabrice, tu as dit que tu as terminé tes études récemment. C'était en quoi, les études?
Alors en ce moment, je suis en train de terminer parce qu'il faut encore la soutenance avant la fin de l'année, mais c'est un doctorat en génie électrique.
One more question. Oui, Mike, the last one.
One question again. The Cubans, the young Cubans you've mentioned, the top 2 in the world list are going to be here. There's a third on the list, so Diaz Fortune here. And of course, Pichardo was Cuban as well. I mean, the jumping heritage of Cuba seems incredible. Can it be explained? Is it just the way, in a word, can you explain
how
it?
do you do it?
I wish Pedroso was here. Maybe
he could say a few
yeah,
things.
he could explain. I'd like to say genetics, the culture, but I think this is also, and I truly believe in this. This is now what Hugues is working on, which could be for Africa. It starts with a seed. It starts with inspiration, and if they see someone doing it and reaching the top level, you're just encouraged. You're motivated to follow in those footsteps. And so now we look at it and say Cuba is producing the best jumpers, but in reality, this talent can come from anywhere. It's a lot of the belief in the system. It's a lot of belief in seeing someone do this beforehand. And so I'm really hoping that, again, one day we can reflect and say, I remember jumping with Hugues, and he was the first. But now look at the athletes that come after. I think this is also a bit of responsibility of what we have as athletes.
If you create role models, I mean, you follow their footsteps.
Exactly.
Hugues, tu veux réagir à ça?
Ah oui, comme il a dit Christian, en fait, c'est une affaire de confiance et de pouvoir se représenter. Et au Burkina Faso, par exemple, je sais que lorsque je commençais, on n'avait aucun sauteur à 15 mètres.
Oui, donc tu ne pouvais pas t'identifier.
Donc je n'arrivais pas à m'identifier. Et du coup, je m'identifiais à Christian, à Teddy Tango. J'ai eu la chance de pouvoir progresser assez rapidement pour vraiment m'identifier à eux. Mais lorsqu'on est vraiment loin de sa cible, en fait, on peut vraiment se perdre, en fait. Et actuellement, au Burkina, il y a beaucoup de jeunes sauteurs qui essaient de pousser la porte des 16 mètres en ce moment, alors qu'on n'a jamais eu une telle densité. C'est juste parce que je suis proche d'eux et donc ils peuvent plus facilement s'identifier à moi. Donc c'est une question d'identification et puis de motivation à ce niveau.
It's important. When I started, I had a problem with the identification of the model I wanted to follow. So there were no jumpers over 15 meters in Burkina and in Africa. It was hard to. So I projected everything on you, Christian, first, and also on Teddy. Teddy Tango you were my model. So I was following these footsteps. Now the young ones are coming. Some are pushing the 16-meter doors, and because they're not far from me, they will improve, they will progress, I'm sure. So I think it's important to see it this way. Merci beaucoup. No more questions, plus de questions. Your Honor, thank you. Merci, thank you guys. Wish you the best, good luck. Jump far. We're back on track. On est de retour avec une invitée exceptionnelle, Shaunae Miller-Uibo. On va parler 400 mètres. We're going to talk about 400 meters. Of course, she has been so great these last years, especially, of course, in Tokyo. And I'm just wondering, because this is something I've just had to look at the paper to be sure. This is your first time in Paris. Yes. Yeah, I'm happy. You never came here as a tourist?
So in 2011, I actually.
But you went to Lille.
We went to Lille, but we actually came down here for a day trip in Paris, and so we were able to see the Eiffel Tower, and so. I would count that as a day of being a tourist here in Paris. So this is my second time back here in Paris, and I'm looking forward to competing.
And the first time to compete in this year in that Diamond League.
Yes.
You met yesterday, well, it was 2 days ago maybe. No, but it was yesterday. It was Marie-Josée Pérec. She inspired you. You liked the way she was on the track?
Mm-hmm. Oh my gosh, it was a pleasure to see her again. I actually met her the first time in Lille.
Right.
So to see her again and have an interview with her was the best day ever. Is how I would picture it. But we got to sit down, we chatted a whole lot, and we had so much fun.
You have a lot of similarity with her. Time-wise, of course, 100, 200, and 400. She did 10:99. You did 10:98. The 200 you were faster, but she was under 22 seconds. Yeah. And you're very close from her time in the 400.
We were talking about that, but she also did the hurdles,
yes.
Short hurdles and the 4
You
hurdles.
don't want to try?
I don't know. But I mean, she was a talented athlete. Obviously, she's accomplished so much in the sport. She's an icon of the sport. And just to be able to sit down and chat with her yesterday was amazing. We went over so much different things, and like you said, we have so much similarities. And I was just like sitting there, just making sure I try to take back as much feedback as I can from her.
Right.
She was telling me that she wanted to see me go under the 48 seconds, and so I was just like, can you give me some more tips then? But she's just she was a phenomenal athlete, and it was just great to catch up.
The little difference, and it's a big one. She had fun in winning. But it was hard for her to get on the track and to be sure. John Smith put him sometimes John Drummond together to warm up with her to be sure that she will get to the start. It was hard. You come on track and you. This is something that was missing to Marie-Jo.
Yeah, we spoke about that yesterday, and I think that was one of the things that I don't think that as an athlete you ever saw her really kind of show that side. But it was interesting to see that side of it and to know that she still accomplished so much with that. But yeah, for me, competition is like my free space. It's my time to have some fun. If you want to see me like sweating a bit, that's practice. So whenever I get to competition time, it's just one run for me, and I'm just going to do that, be done, and then I'll lay out somewhere else.
Right, and you're having fun. Well, you're a competitress, because I remember also reading that one race that you lost when you were a kid, you were crying.
It was actually my very first race that I lost, and it was a 400. And before that, I'd been doing track, I think, for like a year or two. And losing my very first race, of course, it was hard. I wanted to win, and I loved to win. And my dad, he came up to me and he said, this is track and field, baby. You're going to win some, you're going to lose some, but I need for you to keep your head held high and be strong about it. And just always just go out there and have some fun and do your best. And so I think that kind of helped me throughout the years.
You kept that in mind all the time.
Yes, at all times. And so for me, if I win a race, it's great. If I don't, it's okay. It's just one race. And so the main thing for me is just having fun with it and just going out there. This is a talent that God gave me, and just to go out there and kind of show the world what he gave me, I think is a true blessing. Before
talking about the meet tomorrow, 2 girls only in the history, Valérie Briscoe and Marie-Jo, made a double 200, 400 at the Olympics. Valérie was 84, Marie-Jo 96. Don't you have that in mind for 2024? Even if it's in 2 years, but you're still young.
I don't feel young.
No, you are.
But thank you. For me, like I said before, we're not sure if we're going to be doing the 400 in 2024. But I mean, you never know how things go. Obviously, my coach would love for me to do the 400 again and try and get the third title. But we don't know yet, and it all depends too.
It's too far from now, but yeah, because the race you fancy most was the 200. Am I right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, growing up, the 200
Yeah.
used to be my favorite event. That and the long jump, and so.
But
I
you're
definitely
so
wanna get back.
talented to run fast in the 400.
I know. I was actually tricked into the 400. Funny story. I was in 2009, I was actually only supposed to do a relay 4x4 at the Junior CAC Championship, so that in the 4x1. And the following year, we were supposed to start off our season with a 400, and we just never went back. And, I just kept sitting around like, are we going to go back to the 1 and 2 anytime soon? But I ended up having such a great career. The year through it, I won Carifta, broke the record. I won Junior CAC, and then I won World Juniors. And so
You're right. 400 is a hard race. It's a tough race. It's a tactical, but not only, and it demands a lot.
Yes.
Especially the first one of the season. That hurts, huh?
It definitely does. But I don't think it's as bad anymore. I feel like the first few years it was really tough getting the first one out the way, but I feel like training is so much harder now. It's just like I just can't wait to start racing again. But yeah, the 400, it's a very brutal race. No one begs to go and run a 400.
Right.
So it's a tough one, but once you have the strong mindset to get it done, you get it done.
In the evolution of your career, have you changed something in the way of running the 400? We say that the two first 100 meters are key to run relax with frequency and then get into the curve like you attack, you want to eat it.
We've changed so many times with our race models, and each year we're always trying something new and trying to adjust it in any which way possible. So I've tried running the 400 the hard way, from the get-go. I've tried getting out a little bit slower, and then we've tried more of the smarter ways of trying to make we hit each mark
each
properly.
100,
and so we've had a lot of fun with it. That's one thing that I love about the 400 is the complexity of it, and just trying to figure it out, and hopefully we can get it down packed by the time it's Oregon.
Where do you have mostly the best sensations? Is it at the beginning of the race or at the end when you see that you're strong enough to?
That's obviously the best part. It's for me. I feel like when I first started the 400 used to be the longest race in history for me, and every time I would get to the 200, I feel my body like kind of talking to me like, "Are you sure you want to finish it?" But now, getting up to the 200, I'm always doing a body check, and I'm like, okay, I feel great. We got up here so quick, and for me, every time it's time to make the move, I always like check, and if I feel like I'm full of energy, I'm like, okay, this is perfect. Like
exactly,
we get to power home and be done with it.
And this is a sensation. No one can feel it. Just like just you, which is something really rare, which is great. Talking about tomorrow, conditions are hot, which is good for 400.
Yes.
Yeah. What can you expect from a race like this tomorrow? Because I said this is you didn't run a lot of Diamond League meets, huh?
We have a very hard time keeping up with the injuries, and even this year we've had a good share of it as well, and we've had a few setbacks. So for me, it's just trying to get a few races in early on compared to later in the season, and so we definitely did that, and we've been training a lot more, competing a lot more, but yeah, I'm just expecting to just go out there, have some fun tomorrow, and another race under our belt. And just kind of go from there. It's a stacked field. A lot of great ladies coming out to compete, and so I'm expecting to have some fun with them, and hopefully we put on a show for the crowd. And I'm looking for
meeting the French crowd,
yes,
because they all want to come to that meet.
Yes.
I mean, just like will be
definitely
full, packed.
Forward. And Parag, she already put a little bit of pressure. She was like, "I'm coming with this. I want you to put down a nice time tomorrow." So I'm gonna come out there, and I'm just gonna have some fun.
You will feel her regard, but the others too, but hers too. This is one step also going to the next World Championships. And there is something that's missing in your career so far. Is this the world title?
Yes, it's the only title that we're missing so far in the 400, and I definitely want it. We've tried, and it's normally 3 times the charm, but in my case, I guess it's 5th time the charm, hopefully. But we're working really hard towards it, and hoping that this is what God has in store for me, and we're going to go really hard at it and see.
One good thing about you, Marie-Jo asked you the question, do you have a mental preparator or someone who's... you said no, my coach and me, it's fine enough. How do you handle coming in meets, like each time last year's and the year before, well, we had the COVID, but the year before you had different haircut, different colors. Now it's like kind of neutral.
Yeah, I'm actually kind of shocked with myself right now too. I've had my wigs prepared, but I just wasn't feeling it. And you know, like for me, it's all about, I go based off of how I'm feeling, and
exactly.
You know, it's definitely going to come up for Oregon. I know I'm going to feel a type of excitement then. But yeah, I've been pretty basic all season. But we're going to get back to it. But for me, as far as the mental coach and everything, I think one of the important things is having like a good team around you, and I have my husband, my coach, my family, and you know, they always keep me to just keep going forward.
Yes. Normally, I'm not asking private questions, but as your husband is also an athlete, I have to, because he will be in the meet tomorrow, competing in the triathlon.
Yes. No, I'm very excited. I think this is our first Diamond League we get to compete
together.
So it's going to be pretty exciting. I'm glad that he's here.
Marie-Josée is in the room, just like a little witness, but that's nice. And his haircut is more into the meet for tomorrow, but maybe he's ready for that.
You like it, right?
Yes. We'll face Kevin Mayer,
yes.
So another great challenge. Yes. Well, they know each other pretty well.
It's going to be a good competition.
It's going to be a good one. Talking about your program of the season, would you stay in Europe or you go back?
So after this meet, I actually head back home. We have our nationals next weekend. So
Stephen Gardino was here, and
yes.
Bahamas is big that you can run there together because you're a flag barrier for a lot of people there. Huh?
Yes, sir. So we're excited to go back home and compete. Obviously, it's always a good opportunity for the BMA people to see us come back home and compete in the front of the crowd. So it's going to be a blessing, and I think it's going to be a great championships where we can just have some fun and show off for the Bahamian people.
Great, thank you very much. So I will give the floor to the journalist who wants to ask a question. We have microphones. Just feel free to ask one. Mike, you don't. Mike, you have the mic.
Yes, I'm feeling it now.
Yeah,
yes.
you have it.
It's here, yeah. Mike Rowbottom for Insight for World Athletics. Sorry, Stephen was talking earlier about how you both are received in Bahamas, and Chris asked how far you can walk along the street without being stopped. He said 2 inches. So, is that your experience? And can you also? It seems incredible that such a small place has the Olympic 400-meter champion in the men and the women. Is that just a coincidence, or is there anything more to it than that?
You know what? I think they would be happy to say I think it's the Bahamian food. I don't know, but you know, it's a blessing.
Is it spicy?
Spicy. It's the conch. But yeah, it's a blessing to be able to have both men and women 400-meter champions, Olympic champions from one country. And hopefully we can do it again for this year with the world champs. But yeah, no, it's truly humbling every time we go back home and to see how we affect the Bahamian people and how much we've made them so proud. It's a true blessing, and you know, it always softens my heart every time I go back. So.
Yes, Sandrine.
Hi. I just want to know if they really go back in Bahamas next. And how do you think about make a relay women and men? How do you think about this?
Mixed relays.
Mixed relay, because I'm not really sure, because they changed the place and the team did not have it in the same place. So men and women running together, sometimes we misunderstanding with the
I think, to answer the first question, I think we might actually be getting back the World Relays, we would hope. They're actually trying to get it back now, and obviously we'd be really excited in the Bahamian people can't wait to see if it does come back.
It was a big party time. We enjoyed it.
The best one.
It was incredible, yeah.
Yeah, so we actually can hope that we can get it back for next season. I think that would be really great. But as far as the relays, I actually just saw where they changed it. I think it was interesting at first where, you know, you didn't know if you would get on the leg with a guy or not. And I've actually...
And that was the only time
Yeah.
that you could face a man.
Yeah.
Or well,
Yeah.
I remember that it was really, really impressive. Yeah, because
Yeah.
it was uneasy for some girls, but
Yeah.
yeah.
But it made it interesting.
Yeah, and some guys
Yeah.
also were almost in trouble. You're right. No, that's true.
It made it very interesting because
Yeah.
I actually ran on one of the Continental Relays. I anchored and there was a guy on my leg as well, and I was just like, oh my gosh, I hope he doesn't catch me. So I was like watching the screen the entire time. But it was very interesting, and it made it so much fun. And now I see where they have it, where the girls from the girls and the guys from the guys. So I think it's going to take a little bit of an excitement out of it. But I guess we'll have to see when it gets there.
One more question. Yes, go for it.
Hi, Shaunae. You told us in Rome that you probably won't do the 400 in Paris in the Olympics, won't double up. But given how stacked the 200 is, and we saw that last weekend, didn't we, in Rome, isn't the 400 your best chance of an Olympic gold?
No, I don't think so. For me, you know, I've been training for the 400 straight through, and you know, I think running 21.7 with just 400 meter training, I think it's been really impressive. And you know, we wanted to get an opportunity to do some 200 meter training, but each time something popped up, and so I think that now, you know, I've accomplished so much in the event that now we can just solely focus on just training for the 200 and getting some 200 training in and jumping in with the girls and going for tango.
Before 96 Olympics, some people said to Marie-Jo, well, you're no chance in the 200. And she did it.
She proved them wrong, yes.
Right, exactly. Yes, Mike.
This is, yes, hi, Shaunae. A lot of athletes decided not to do the indoors before a very busy summer. Mm-hmm. You took a different course, and it worked out extremely well for you. What kind of a risk was that, and how much of an advantage did you get from the outcome of winning gold in Belgrade?
Yeah, you know, I'm not one that normally does indoor season. I normally just jump in maybe a 300 era there. But you know, my mom, I think she was really the key part of me doing the indoor 400 this year, because I think everyone knows I retired it in 2014. But my mom, she told me that she wanted me to go after the title. Obviously, with me going after the World Outdoor title, she was like, get this title too on the way out. And so I was like, okay. But you know, we weren't training for indoors. You know, we were just coming back from an
It's
injury.
a different race. It's technically it's different.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
And we were just coming back from an injury from Tokyo, and you know, right before the indoor season, we actually got hurt again. Well, during the indoor season, we got hurt again, and so we were supposed to do a meet or two right before Worlds, but we didn't get the opportunity. And so we just decided we'll just go to Worlds. We'll use it as a training session and see if we can get the title, and we did. So I think it kind of showed us where we were at fitness-wise, and yeah, just to kind of continue on the season from there.
One more question. So far, you went under 50 seconds, 9:49.9. I imagine that you have in mind, don't give a time if you don't want to, but you have in mind to get close to the 49. It will come like this, so you think, or just not to focus on it, or are you working on a faster pace maybe at the start, or do you want to try things?
Well, we are still trying different things, and you know, we don't typically get it right until the championships is when we really commit to one of them. But we're still trying different race models, and we are going to be trying something else in tomorrow's race, and just kind of see where it takes us. But for me, the main thing is just to have some fun. The times come naturally.
Because meet approach is one thing, championship approach is a different race, exactly, and the main tactical will be on the final. Yes. I mean, at your level. Just no offense to the others, but this is something that you will work on in the final. Is it something which is close from a meet race, if you want to make a time?
Is there
the final?
Oh, like the championship
yes,
final?
Championship final.
Well, there's times throughout the season, and we didn't have one of those this season, but there's times throughout the season where coach would just be like, hey, this is the meet here, let's let loose and let's see.
This is the right rehearsal.
Yes.
This is the one I want you to do before the
And
Okay.
so sometimes we would even happen in practice as well, where we just be like, we're running this like a competition, set it up, let's see where we're at. And so we always have those moments, but for right now, it's just about trying different things and trying to get it right for.
Two last thing, because we've seen we are shown on the web here with our viewers. Two questions. One, it's the same. In training, what do you prefer and what do you hate most?
I think I hate. I don't like 450s and 500s and
Right.
anything over that.
Yeah.
And I think my favorite workouts are 250s. Anything 250s, I'm good with. So.
It sounds good. Yeah, I can tell. Yeah. Thank you very much. Merci beaucoup. Thank you, Shaunae. Thank you. Merci à vous. Voilà. Et puis vous pourrez bien entendu keep on asking questions. On social networks. Donc continuez de poser des questions, bien sûr, sur les réseaux sociaux. Merci. Thank you. And good luck. Bonne chance. Yeah, you have to learn French words for the Olympic Games. Maisel will help you. He knows. On va reprendre. On attend quelques petites secondes que les journalistes qui sont dehors nous rejoignent. Voilà, merci encore une fois d'être avec nous. Merci d'être de retour. Just thank you very much for all of us to be here, all of you and the whole world following this press conferences with French decathletes Kevin Mayer, world record holder, world champion. So he's here with us et c'est un vrai plaisir. Alors on va faire l'interview en français. Just wait a few seconds later. I will summarize what he's saying in English. Kevin, c'est un plaisir de te revoir ici sur ce meeting Diamond League de Paris. C'est un meeting qui est bien placé dans la saison. Comment tu le vois? Comment tu vois cette étape par rapport à la préparation que tu as actuellement, où on a vu que tout était en train de bien se passer?
C'est un meeting que j'apprécie particulièrement en France, Diamond League. Il nous laisse l'opportunité de faire un triathlon ici, donc je les remercie énormément. C'est très bien placé par rapport au championnat du monde. J'ai terminé ma saison hivernale avec une grosse blessure au tendon d'Achille quand même, et j'avoue que j'ai pas fait beaucoup de compétitions à part il y a 15 jours à la perche où j'ai fait 5,30 m. Donc on va dire que c'est pas la saison la plus facile à aborder, mais avec les années d'expérience, c'est pas non plus la plus stressante, donc ça va.
I was happy to see this meet at that period of the season. I'm happy to come back. I love coming to Paris meet. Thanks to the organizer to put up a triathlon. You remember that I finished the indoor season with an injury, and I didn't do much competition so far, except just a few days ago I jumped 5:30 in pole vault. It's really at the right place to prepare the World Championships in Eugene, and I'm feeling fine. J'imagine que cette préparation, elle a été écourtée de combien de temps pour toi, et qu'est-ce qui a fait que, en fait, pour l'instant, tu es revenu un peu dans les temps, parce que tu es quasiment là, tu es à 100%, donc.
Oui, je suis à 100%, mais on va dire que il y a eu des moments difficiles où j'ai eu mon tendon d'Achille où tout simplement ça guérissait pas, et c'est vrai que j'ai dû reprendre la course il y a maintenant 3 semaines. Donc grâce à la bonne préparation physique, on va dire que les chronos, la perche, le poids, enfin toutes les épreuves que j'ai pu faire étaient déjà bonnes. Mais c'est sûr qu'en termes de pratique athlétique, j'en ai pas beaucoup dans les jambes. Pour vous dire, j'ai pas encore fait une seule séance de haies, et demain je m'y attelle, donc direct en Diamond League. Donc comme je dis, c'est les aléas du sport, et grâce à l'expérience, je pense que je le prends beaucoup plus à la cool qu'avant.
I felt my Achilles tendon after this injury, and I felt it for a long time. So I started running only 3 weeks ago, but I did other discipline in training. But for the first time, I had. This is not easy, athletically talking, but I'm taking it very smoothly. So this is not a problem. And to be honest, this will be my first adult session tomorrow in competition to start. Ça, c'est quelque chose qui, avec l'expérience, tu te prends pas la tête. C'est ce que tu le dis. Je le prends à la cool un peu plus. Je vais pas me stresser plus que ça. Tu te connais bien. Tu connais effectivement ta façon justement d'aborder ce genre d'épreuve et ce genre de saison. Il y a un stress.
Oh, je ne veux pas dire qu'il n'y a pas de stress, hein. C'est une Diamond League. Il y a les championnats du monde dans 1 semaine et demie. Je pense qu'on commence à me connaître. Je suis quelqu'un qui attend ce genre de compétition avec
besoin de ça.
Beaucoup d'attentes, et donc le stress monte, même pour demain. Mais j'ai besoin de ça pour faire des perfs. Je sais que physiquement, d'un point de vue forme, je suis présent. Après, d'un point de vue technique, je pense commencer à avoir la maîtrise pour faire des bons chronos directement, comme ce que j'ai fait à La Réunion en décembre 13,70. Donc non, il y n'y a pas de quoi se poser des questions, et puis c'est plus l'heure de se poser des questions. On est là pour se faire plaisir. Et c'est le seul gros stade auquel, à part le Decathlon, où je participe en France avec le public français, etc. Donc pour moi, c'est vraiment un passage incontournable auquel j'ai pas participé depuis 2019. Donc c'est juste un plaisir énorme d'être ici.
Now, I'm not stressing. Well, I do have a little stress for this meet and towards the championship. I take it more with the experience. I take it differently. I'm ready, and I know I will be ready for that meet tomorrow. I like competition. I like this. I need this, and with the experience, I know what I can do. And this is one of the stadiums where I can meet the French crowd, here in Paris and in Talence. These are two stadiums where I can do, and I wouldn't miss this one. I really like to be here and to come and perform directly in competition here. C'est vrai que ce sentiment-là que tu as gagné là-dessus, tu n'as pas besoin de faire, certains t'ont critiqué là-dessus, de ne pas faire de décathlon avant de faire le grand décathlon des championnats, mais tu te connais tellement bien que tu as prouvé et tu as prouvé que tu n'avais pas besoin justement de tout ça.
Ouais, je suis un décathlonien qui n'arrive pas à en faire à 80%. Quand je le fais, j'y vais à fond, je laisse mes tripes et ça laisse des marques. Des marques physiques, des marques nerveuses, des marques mentales. Et c'est vrai que je ne peux pas en enchaîner beaucoup dans l'année. Donc je priorise vraiment le grand championnat et s'il faut se qualifier pour celui d'après, c'est ce que je fais. Mais non, si je préfère faire 25 décathlons dans ma carrière et avoir des possibilités de battre des records du monde que d'en faire 80 toujours à 8100 points.
I'm not doing a decathlon to do it at 80% of the shape. I'm doing everything when I do a decathlon. So that's why I'm not doing much. I'm not doing a lot of decathlons during the season. I know myself. I prefer to do, this is the example he gave, 25 decathlons in my career, trying to break the best score, the world record each time, and not to do 80 decathlon at the 8,100 points. This is not something I want to do. C'est un passage sur lequel toi tu as quels objectifs demain en tête, si tu t'es mis justement ces objectifs-là à travailler pour les championnats du monde?
Alors pour être honnête, il n'y a aucun objectif demain. Le simple fait d'y participer est incroyable pour moi et je ne me voyais pas là il y a 3 semaines, donc je ne vais pas... voilà, quand j'ai eu ma blessure au tendon d'Achille, j'ai eu qu'une chose dans la tête pendant ces 3 mois où j'ai galéré avec ce tendon, c'est d'arriver à Eugene sans aucune blessure, et c'est ce que je vais faire. Ça fait très longtemps que j'ai pas été à haut niveau comme ça, je sais pas comment mon corps va réagir, mais si demain il faut y aller un petit peu moins fort pour être là à Eugene, c'est ce que je ferai sans hésiter, parce que je connais ma capacité en championnat, vu les difficultés dans lesquelles j'étais au JO et vu les performances que j'ai faites. Arriver en bonne santé à Eugene me permettrait vraiment de faire, je pense, quelque chose d'exceptionnel, et je mettrai aucun bâton dans les roues vis-à-vis de ça.
The main important things, the goal tomorrow, there is no objective, there is no goal, especially. The main thing is to be healthy at the World Championships. So I will do everything to be fit at the World Championships. If I have to let go sometimes on these events, I will. But I know myself so well, and so it's very important to be there in shape with what happened to me with the injury of the Achilles tendon. So if I'm fit, I know I can do something. I can produce something well if I'm fit. So this is the main goal. Tu as vu bien entendu les résultats, tu as regardé Gotsis, tu as vu ce qui s'était passé, et tu vois que bien entendu les jeunes que tu connais depuis un petit moment qui sont en train maintenant d'arriver, je parle des Hammer, je parle aussi de l'Australien, je parle de tous ceux que tu connais, et y compris ton rival actuel, le Canadien, qui est toujours bien placé. Qu'est-ce que tu en penses? C'est quelque chose c'est de côté, tu verras au championnat lorsqu'ils y seront?
Non, ça fait des étoiles dans le ventre, hein, ça fait... C'est quand on voit le championnat américain que entre Scantling et les deux autres derrière, le podium est juste incroyable. C'est un podium de championnat du monde. Warner qui est pas loin de Scantling aussi, et Hammer qui fera la longueur dans l'Oregon. On va pas se le cacher, il a raison.
Je pense qu'il va
plus de chance.
Privilégier la longueur. Ouais.
mais je pense qu'il fera Munich. L'adversité, c'est quelque chose qui m'a poussé. C'est sûr que dans le futur, c'est chiant de penser à de l'adversité. Dans le moment présent, c'est ce qui vous pousse. Ayant emmagasiné pas mal de recul, j'attends le jour où je pourrai me confronter à eux. Mais pour l'instant, c'est désagréable de se dire qu'il y a des gens qui sont très forts. Parce que tout simplement, quand on a envie de gagner une médaille d'or, on a envie d'être au-dessus de tout le monde. Mais c'est pas le cas aujourd'hui. Et je suis plus le favori. Ça me met dans une place assez confortable, je dirais. Mais ça n'en est pas moins inconfortable dans le fait que voilà, on a l'impression que si on ne fait pas 8700, on ne sera pas sur le podium, tout simplement.
When you see the results, you've seen the States Cantling and all the other Americans with 8,700. Already, the level is high in the world, everywhere. It's just like this motivates also me, but at the same time, it's scary because they're progressing, they're improving, and you can tell they're very good. That doesn't make me, of course, the favorite in one way. It's comfortable. You want to be the best, you want to be as high as you can. And so far, this is not the position I get. But when I see them, I want to compete. And I want to compete, I want to challenge them. On va te laisser répondre aux questions de nos amis journalistes qui sont là. On va commencer ici. On en a une là, une première en bout.
Bonjour Kevin, météorologue pour le Figaro. Tu as évoqué le fait que tu n'aies pas pratiqué les haies. Demain, tu as aligné dessus. Est-ce que c'est une erreur selon toi? Est-ce que tu as peur de la blessure là-dessus? Ou au contraire, tu le prends comme un entraînement pour les mondiaux?
Si j'y vais, c'est que j'ai pas peur de la blessure, mais j'ai déjà fait beaucoup de compétitions. Le fait est qu'aujourd'hui, je vous le dis parce que bon, j'ai atteint un certain niveau de je m'en fous un peu en fait. Mais non, je suis décathlonien. J'avais pas fait de haies avant les JO pendant 3 mois. J'étais bloqué du dos. Personne, c'est passé comme ça. Là, je vous le dis, ça peut créer des frayeurs en vous, mais en moi, je vous assure que ça crée rien. Après, physiquement, je sais pas. Hein. C'est ce que je dis. À l'échauffement, si je ressens la moindre chose en franchissant des haies, bien sûr que je ferai pas les haies. Mais ça semble tous les voyants semblent ouverts puisque bon, j'ai sauté en longueur, j'ai lancé le poids, j'ai lancé le javelot, j'ai sauté à la perche, j'ai fait du sprint. Donc voilà, il y a juste, c'est vrai, les haies qui ont pas été pratiquées, mais ma technique a jamais été trop le problème sur les haies, donc ça devrait pas être un souci non plus.
The question was, are you worried to run hurdles for the first time of the year, of the season? No. If I was worried, I wouldn't run. But I will tell you something, frankly. This is something I've never told no one. Before the World Championships, before the Olympic Games, I didn't do any hurdles, nothing. So so for 3 months, I was my back was hurting too much, so I didn't do any hurdles. And so I'm capable. I know what I can do. But if I feel anything during warm-up, for example, I won't take any risk. But what I've done in training put me with green lights. So I've been running, doing some speed, doing a long jump, doing a pole vault, doing javelin. Everything is fine, so I think I'm capable to do it. Une question, et puis ensuite, tu en poseras une autre tout à l'heure. Et une autre, non. It was the same question. Sandrine?
Salut Kevin. Écoute, may I talk you in English? Maybe.
Non, en français.
Non, en français. Non, je pose la question.
Fais comme tu veux. Marc va traduire. Donc,
Marc va traduire, mon chef. Je sais que tu es un énorme fan de basket. Ouais. Et là, aujourd'hui, je t'ai vu seulement avec tes baskets. Est-ce que tu as changé d'équipementier?
Pardon, est-ce que j'ai changé d'équipementier?
Oui, parce que tu as un t-shirt noir et il y a pas mal. Ah, c'est caché. Mais moi, je me suis dit, ça se trouve, tu vas créer ta propre ligne, non?
Non, il viendrait pas comme ça.
Non, c'est vrai que non, je suis toujours avec Nike. J'ai pas le temps de créer ma propre ligne.
Non, mais Non, un décathlonien comme toi, je pense que ça vaudrait le coup avec l'image qu'il y a dans les journaux, ce qu'on voit.
Tu vas t'occuper de son image?
Bah, carrément. Quand il veut.
Merci Sandrine. Une question là-haut. Oui.
Salut Kevin, juste un petit mot sur l'affluence qu'il y aura demain au Stade Charletti. Ça fait un petit moment que tu n'as pas eu des encouragements comme ça. Bon, bah voilà, Tokyo, malheureusement, c'était ce que c'était. Même à La Réunion, il y avait quand même une bonne ambiance, mais assez peu de monde. Tu as toujours dit que tu avais besoin de ça pour te transcender. Bon, bah voilà, c'est le moment.
C'est vrai que j'ai déjà fait des résultats sans public, mais le public m'a souvent rendu ça plus simple. À Charletti, à chaque fois que je suis venu, j'ai battu au moins. Donc on va faire aucune prévision, on va pas se porter malchance, mais franchement, j'aimerais bien que ça se passe comme les 2 meetings d'avant, parce que non, les 3 meetings d'avant, à chaque fois, j'avais explosé tous mes records. Donc c'est pour ça que je l'attends avec autant d'impatience. Je sais qu'il y a une atmosphère, une forme d'électricité assez incroyable dans ce stade quand j'y vais, et c'est pour ça aussi que j'étais dégoûté qu'il n'y ait pas les championnats d'Europe là-bas.
So happy to meet the French crowd again. Each time I came here, I did great performances because of them. They pushed me a lot. On each triathlon, I was breaking at least 2 records on 3. So it was always good feeling. So that's why I'm coming to that meet. Well, sometimes you don't have the crowd with you, and there I will have him. I will have it. So I'm happy to meet them again. Oui, une là-bas. Il faut vers le haut, le micro. Alors, il y en a un autre qui arrive.
Ah, là, c'est bon. Ouais. Bonjour Axel à Europe 1. Question sur ce meeting de Paris. Vous qui avez l'habitude de voyager un petit peu par rapport aux autres meetings aujourd'hui de la Ligue de Diamant, comment vous le situez? Est-ce qu'il a toujours autant d'attrait qu'il pouvait avoir avant?
Alors personnellement, je suis invité que dans les ligues de diamants à Monaco et à Paris, donc je suis pas le meilleur placé pour dire ce genre de choses. Le meeting de Paris est ce qu'il est. À chaque fois qu'il a lieu, il y a des belles épreuves, des beaux records, des grands champions qui y arrivent. Donc je crois qu'il a atteint une renommée assez exceptionnelle, même si on est passé du Stade de France au Stade de Charletti. Mais le Stade de Charletti, comme je disais, à son atmosphère. J'avais fait une Diamond League au Stade de France et bizarrement, j'avais moins bien aimé que ce Charletti. Donc, pour moi, il a un niveau très élevé. Je ne pourrais pas non plus dire s'il a augmenté ou pas, puisque j'y ai participé en 2017, 2018, 2019, donc ça fait longtemps. Mais je vous dirai ça demain après la compète.
No, well, I'm not the right person to compare to all the other Diamond Leagues. Paris, this is where I'm invited, like in Monaco. These are the 2 meets of the Diamond League that I'm doing. I'm quite happy to see the crowd. There's always a special atmosphere, always a very good atmosphere over there. I've been doing it in Stade de France. It was a bit less atmosphere for me. I didn't feel it the same way, but Charletti is a great place for track and field. Oui, Marc.
Oui, juste pour rebondir sur ce que tu disais sur la précédente question, où tu faisais la référence à tes précédentes venues où tu avais battu 2 records sur 3. Tu penses être en état demain de battre 2 de tes records sur 3?
Le fait est que chaque année, les records sont battus, mais sont de plus en plus difficiles à battre. C'est vrai que quand on voit maintenant 17,04 au poids, 13,4 sur les haies et 7,80 à la longueur, ça commence à être des records qui sont sympas. Donc, comme je dis, j'ai repris la course depuis 3 semaines, donc j'irai pas parier sur mes records, mais j'aimerais bien me surprendre.
I will. Mark Vantuyak was asking. You said you broke 2 records on 3 each time you came, 17, 18, and 19. And Kevin just answered. Well, records are hard to break because I've been breaking a few of them. Of course, 17:04, 7:80 in long jump, and 13:54 in the hurdles. They're quite good. Records already. Well, don't know if I will break them, but I would be pleased to surprise myself tomorrow. Une question là.
Bonjour Kevin. Moi, je voulais te poser une question par rapport au fait que tu t'es séparé de ton préparateur physique, Jérôme.
Ah ouais, j'attendais.
Je voulais savoir comment tu fonctionnais maintenant. Voilà, comment ça se passait pour cet été. Est-ce que tu restais juste avec Alexandre Bonacorsi? Voilà, je voulais en savoir plus sur ton organisation.
Alors oui, je reste tout simplement avec Alexandre Bonacorsi. J'ai été positivement surpris. C'est vrai qu'on lui avait donné un rôle dans l'entourage et que je lui ai donné de plus en plus la main parce que je trouvais qu'il réagissait plutôt bien à tout ce qui se passait en compétition et à l'entraînement. Bien sûr, on aime toujours avoir un œil extérieur. Donc, on a Romain Barras, bien sûr, qui s'occupe des équipes de France, qui est très présent pour nous et qui nous donne toujours son avis sur tous les choix qu'on peut prendre, niveau entraînement, niveau compétition, niveau organisation, etc. Et puis, il y a peut-être Bertrand Valsin aussi qui va revenir aussi, pas en tant qu'entraîneur, mais étant donné qu'on se connaît depuis très longtemps et qu'on est resté en très bons termes, il va avoir un peu le même rôle que Romain Barras, c'est-à-dire ils vont être consultants de mon groupe d'entraînement où tout simplement ils seront là pour donner leur avis et avoir un avis un peu plus extérieur par rapport à Alexandre qui est tout le temps avec moi et qui peut parfois manquer de recul.
Yes, talking about the new format of my team, Bonacorsi was more in the shadow. I gave him more responsibility to work with me in competition and in training. It suits me so far. Romain Barras is also consulting sometimes. He's taking care of the French national team, so he's giving advices. And Bertrand Valsin was my former coach. We kept in a good relation together. So he also can advise sometimes, not to come back as a coach, but to advise. And this is how we're going to work in the future. Une autre question? On est bien, on a toutes les questions. Tu vas avoir des copains sympas avec Marie-Josée, avec un peu d'adversité, ça va être sympa ça aussi.
Pas ici.
Et sur le triathlon?
Non, ils sont pas là.
Hugo, il est là. Hugo, il est là.
Ok, ils sont là.
C'est sa femme qui l'a engagé.
Non, mais
c'est sa femme qui l'a.
Il y a eu en fait, j'étais en contact avec des personnes qui me disaient ça et d'autres qui me disaient ça, donc je savais pas vraiment qui c'est qu'il y avait.
Je te confirme.
Non, mais c'est très bien.
Ogarty m'était venu avec lui, donc.
Bonne adversité du coup.
Voilà, c'est du lourd, exactement. Merci beaucoup, Kevin. Merci. Bonne chance. Merci d'être avec nous. On attend que les derniers nous rejoignent. The last to join us. I need a green light. I think I have it. Voilà, merci beaucoup. Une nouvelle fois, je salue celles et ceux qui nous rejoignent sur le web. Just wanted to share with you that we're still in press conferences here for the Paris Diamond League meet. Thank you very much. And with two great champions with us, Shelly-Ann Fraser, who is joining us here from Jamaica, and Marie-Josée Talou from Côte d'Ivoire qui nous rejoignent. Some words in French with you. No, some words in French with Marie-Josée.
Marie is
Yes.
good with the French, but me not so much. But bonjour, comment ça va?
Perfect.
So
Wonderful.
that's it.
Shelly-Ann, how are you coming back to Paris?
I'm great. I'm feeling good, and I'm looking forward to competition tomorrow.
I know you like this meet. I know you came several times here in Paris. You like the place. Did you have time before to visit, or as an athlete you only focus on a meet? But
Yeah, that's so crazy. Like this, I think the track. I went to the track yesterday, and I said that this was going to be the first time I actually raced here at that new track.
Exactly.
We usually are at
the Stade de France, the big one. Yeah.
And I was bummed because I was thinking of going to the Tour de Eiffel and to look, and now we're so far away. And missed all those opportunities before to actually go. But maybe sometime this year, later on in the year, when it's off season, I'll come back and I'll get to take my.
Unless you do the meet next year and you program some days. Well, we'll talk about this later.
Think about it.
Merci beaucoup. Marie-Jo, comment ça va?
Ah, je vais bien.
Ouais. C'est un plaisir, c'est un bonheur de revenir ici à Paris pour toi.
Effectivement, c'est chez moi. Donc c'est toujours un plaisir d'être là, voilà, de courir là.
Paris is my place. This is where I'm living, so I like it. I like it sometimes to come back. And Shelly-Ann?
It's always a good vibe. Yeah, it's nice to be to run with her. She's a true inspiration. So
This is.
Thank you.
It's hard to say that, but you inspire a lot of girls. Some that are running with you, some would love to. Do you realize that you're a role model for a lot of teenage girls and sprinters?
Yeah, you know, it's good that you are humans first. We're athletes and we're humans first, and we compete. But when we compete on the track, we have to come off the track, and you have a relationship, and you understand that as women, we are trying to overcome the same obstacles and trying to make our own in this sport. And it's good when we can add motivation. And I'm glad that I'm able to add that, you know, inspiration and motivation, not just to my competitors, but to the girls who are coming, because it's important to set the tone and to get them to understand that at the end of it all, we're still a team and we're working together for the greater good.
Of course. Thank you for coming, because I know it's tricky with the program. You still have the Jamaican trials to do. So how do you manage?
Well, the good news is I'm the defending champion, so I don't have to run the 100 meter, which is good.
So that's one good thing, yeah.
Yeah, so it's good, but I'm definitely participating in 200 because I still need to get the practice in and to try and make sure that I cement the things that I've been doing in practice.
Mm-hmm.
So it's good to have that competition to do so. So I'm looking forward to it. It's next week. It's the 23rd
Yes.
to next week Thursday to Sunday. So I'm definitely looking forward to going back home after this and getting some rest and heading to the national championship.
With the experience, you know how to get rid of jet lag. Yeah?
I'm telling you, like today, because I didn't know the race was like after 10 in the night, which is later than usual, but I mean, we went to Doha and it was very late. So I actually went to bed a little later, trying to adjust to make sure that at 10, I'm not standing at the line doing this. Right? So I'm practicing.
It shows the older world.
Right? So I'm making sure that I'm prepared mentally for everything. So I'm a little bit jet lagged, but not too much. It's, you know, it's good. That'll be fine.
That's fine. Marie-Jo, toi, tu connais aussi cette idée de venir, de repartir. Tu as fait aussi pas mal de meetings. En Diamond League, il y a une atmosphère particulière, non?
after that, I think it was the semifinals, and it was hurting. But I think that compassion really meant so much because I was going through so much, and for a competitor to take time,
Right.
well, it didn't heal, but I felt good. And it was good to know that somebody else was in that race who understood what you were going through, and it could have happened to any athlete. And I know we all go through different things, and just to have that empathy and that compassion was really special.
Well, in men's competition, you won't find that. I don't think. I mean, just like you have to be ladies to do this because why did you do?
As she said, we all human. Yes, we compete together, but at the end of the day, we all human. So we are going back, and we are going to be what we are normally. So why? I will change. This is how I am. I'm always happy, and I'm always share up for others. And I like also to give advice. Even at my competitor, even if you beat me, it's okay. It's because you was better than me that you beat me. We are trained, so I don't know why, It
was not natural.
It's natural. This is me.
This is you. This is you. Thank you, ladies. So I will open the question to the floor. Except John Smith, everyone can ask a question. Mike, yes.
So, Mike Rowbottom here for World Athletics. A question for Shelly-Ann. You're 35, you've won everything. It's an obvious question, but quite a difficult one to answer. Maybe what drives you to keep going and to such a high level?
I think what drives me is I believe I can run faster, and I've been hungry in that regard, and I've been making sure that the things that I know will help me to do that is my technique, and focusing on executing my races and the different phases of the races. And once I'm able to cement that, I definitely think that I'll be able to run faster than I've ever dreamed possible. So that's the focus, and that's the hunger that I have.
Yes, oui.
It's Robin Grammel for Agence France Presse. Question for both of you. You did practice on the track, I guess? What about the weather? Is that okay for fast sprinting?
Well,
Very
for
hot
me,
weather?
it was good. It was hot. It was good. I actually trained at the warm-up track. I actually didn't go inside the stadium. So hopefully I'll be able to go in there today, because after this I'm going to practice. So I'll definitely get a feel of the track, and hopefully it's a fast track. But as I said, I'm used to being in hot weather because I'm Jamaican, and you want to make sure the place prepared, and you're in a great shape, and you want to execute, and it's a fantastic feel. Then I think sometimes you don't focus too much on the weather.
Yeah.
So for me also, I'm from Aragos. It's always hot there, so I like it. Oh, yeah.
And for sprint,
yeah, for sprint it's good.
Hot weather is perfect.
Yeah, it's good for us. Not too, yes,
but
just
hot enough.
Mike, another one.
Hi, question for Marie-Josée. In the Olympics, in terms of medals, you've been so close sometimes, but for the Worlds, a different medals from more than one Worlds. Do you get a good feeling about this Worlds of that? Is that something that's in your mind? Olympics, Worlds is good record medals. Yes.
I'm going with what God gave to me. It's really hard to not be in the podium in the Olympics, because this is the main goal for all the athletes. I have been medalist in African champ, in world champ, the only one who missed the Olympics. But then I don't want to really focus on only that one and mess up everything. So I'm just going with what God gave me. If God say, okay, you will be Olympic gold medalist, I will be. If not, it's only world champ, I will take it. But what is my mind is to always be better. Always do better than what I did before. So this is the most important, not what you get. So if I'm happy with my race, even if I didn't get a medal, I'm happy with that.
That leads me to one question, ladies. Do you think about 2024 Olympic Games here in Paris? Marie-Josée, easy first, and then Shelly-Ann, take your time to think about it.
If I'm healthy enough and good mentally, yes, why not? Yes, of course, yeah.
Of course. Shelly-Ann?
Yeah, well, before I wasn't so much thinking about it, but then after I ran 10.6 last year and then this year, then, you know, once I wake up in October of this year, God's willing, and I feel good, you'll see me. Of course, you'll be seeing me until I'm 40. I'll probably boss, you know, Berlin competed until she was 40. 45
yes.
or more.
Merlin was
so yeah,
competing
it all
until
depends on how I feel.
47 years old, she's a real for Slovenia, but at 41 she was running under 11.
And not so long, because I don't want to be lining up and everybody's like, why don't grandma go home, you know? So it depends on how I feel. Then, yeah, I would definitely love to be here in 2024. So
Coach would love to come back to Paris in a few years.
John is going to be here, I'm sure.
Yes.
Question for Shelly-Ann. You've talked a lot about competing as a mother. Have you, the longer your career goes on, do you to a certain pre-mother and post-mother, that you were Shelly-Ann before you became a mother, and now you've almost been given a second career?
Wow, I look at it in phases. You know, we evolve as athletes and as women. You know, we eventually leave when we're young, and most of us get married and we have kids, and it's just a transition in terms of life. But no, I see me as evolving, you know, and it's still me, still hungry, still passionate about the work that I do. I just have extra push and extra motivation, and in a good way, I would say baggage. You know, I have a little one that I have to think about, which definitely put things in perspective. Like, like this year, my races have been limited because not only I think about, you know, making sure that I sustain what I have if I'm going to think about going to 2024, but my son is of the age where I need to be there, and I have to make those sacrifices and things that I do so far, make sure that I'm there. So yeah, you know, so far I still consider myself the same hungry, passionate. I mean, you know, I need that extra baggage.
Not talking about time-wise tomorrow, but is there something you want to work on during that race, or is it something? You don't have to tell us everything, but yes.
No, my coach will see my start. Be focused on the start.
Focus on the start.
So yeah, if I execute well, it will be a good race, because I know it's always a good race when she's there. So.
Don't miss the start. She won't miss it.
I think for me, after running in Kenya, I haven't ran an X100, so I want to basically replicate what I've done before and also focus on what I've been doing in practice, and hopefully I can take those two things and put them together and have that good race technically. First of all, that's most important for me. And then, yeah, that would be, if I'm able to do that, then I think everything else falls into.
This leads you to the World Championships, of course, with these objectives. But the main goal this year will be the Worlds, right?
Yeah, definitely. That's the main goal. You know, it's the World Championship. As you know, as I said before, I'm already automatic in the 100 and the 200. I am contesting that at my national championship in hopes of also making the team to have that there. And it's not a done decision where, yes, I'm doing the double, because it takes a toll, you know, it definitely does. So it's having that option, and then when that time comes, if I'm ready mentally, physically, then I'll take that on as well in Eugene.
Marie-Jo, the World Championships in your mind?
Yeah, this is men's focus. We'll just do some meeting, you know, to see what's.
Yeah, what's the program towards towards Eugene? What's next after Paris? In between.
After Paris, it's the national championship.
Right.
It's 4 days, so I run, Yeah, 4 days.
And then you go to Eugene.
Yeah.
Mine is only training after. Yeah,
Training.
it's my last competition.
You
yes.
have a
No,
no trials?
No trials. We only 2 athletes, so we don't have the change.
Côte d'Ivoire, go to Côte d'Ivoire. Merci beaucoup. Thank you,
Thank
ladies,
you.
and wish you the best. Merci.
Thank you.
Merci.
Nous sommes de retour, voilà, c'est un plaisir d'accueillir. Maintenant, on va parler 110 mètres haies, notamment avec l'Américain Devon Allen qui vient de réaliser 12,84 et puis Pascal Martinot-Lagarde, donc ça sera là dans quelques instants. Just wanted to, another time, wish a warm welcome to those who are joining us here on the website. Thank you very much for being here with us. We have Devon Allen. Will come back to competition on track for after injuries. So this will be the first meet of the summer season. Thank you very much for being here with us. A few questions in English with you, Devon, and then also with Pascal in French. I will translate from French to English, and then after we'll open the floor to the journalists. Devon, thank you very much for being here in Paris. What's the feeling coming to Paris with the third all-time best, 12:84?
Yeah, it feels good. I love Paris. I don't think I've ever run slow here. So I've run 13-1 a couple times, 13-0 once last year. So I know the track is fast, so that's exciting. And the competition's always great as well. All the hurdlers like to show up to this meet because, like I said, we know the track's fast. And, yeah, it feels good. You know, it's been a week since I ran 12:84. I raced yesterday. Went okay, a little bit kind of crazy in terms of
had
what's
wind
going on.
and rain. It was not easy. 13:22.
Yeah, but you know, other than that, I feel great. My legs feel good. Quick travel day today, so I'm excited for tomorrow.
Yeah, one good thing about it is that you have a lot of challenges to come. Well, maybe not far from the world record, but this may come after a good race. Not to focus on it, I know. The World Championships at home in the States. This is something really important for an athlete to have welcome the other ones at your place.
Yeah, no, I'm really excited, especially being in Eugene where I went to school. So that's like home.
University of Oregon.
Yeah, University of Oregon. So it's an exciting opportunity, and I think you know, whenever I run there, anyways, doesn't matter who's in the race, I always get the loudest cheer. So hopefully that's the case when USA's is in 2 weeks from now, and then World's about 30 days from now as well. So I'm super excited, and I know you're probably excited for Paris 2024 as well.
Same thing, but the first step is here because France has a tradition of and others afterwards, and of course Pascal with his. The crowd will be cheering for this race. It will be quite loud. Do you like this atmosphere?
Yeah, the atmosphere is always great. It's funny that you say that because, you know, growing up as a learning hurdler when I was in high school, I've watched the Guy Drew videos on YouTube and Lager and Pascal. Actually, when I was a freshman in college, he was in Eugene at Pre and won that race as well. So, you know, growing up. Growing up, you know, becoming a beginning hurdler and then, you know, doing well early in my career, the atmosphere of like this event in France is especially high quality in terms of the amount of athletes that have run really fast. So I expect the crowd to kind of be pulling for us to run super fast as well.
Right, exactly. Yeah. Laji will be in the stands watching you guys, and also he's coaching now. He's coaching young ones, newcomers. You will see a new face. Maybe you don't know Sasha Zoya. You've heard about?
Yeah, of course. No, I'm not oblivious to the fact that he's the fastest junior hurdler ever. So
he's faster than you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
100%. No. And no, he's a great competitor, and I think he's a great athlete. You know, he's a really good pole vaulter, long jumper, 200-meter runner, and I think that's super important.
Still young. So
exactly, and that's very important in the hurdles. I think if you take a hurdler and put us in all the other sports, we'll do the best. Just because, you know, we're all usually taller, fast, you know, good athletes, can jump and stuff like that. So I think Sasha's going to do a great job.
Good. Let me ask a few questions to Pascal in French or in English. In English at the beginning like this, Devon is in the conversation, but then sometimes also we have to answer in French for our viewers. Pascal, how do you feel coming back? What is your state of shape after this injury? You know how to handle, well, injury is part of a professional sport, so you know how to handle it?
don't know my shape at all because I had an injury end of April, so I had to have 1 month off from normal training. I had to adapt my training to recover my scarf. Today I'm okay, but I have no. Non, j'aime bien en anglais. Non, j'aime bien en anglais.
C'est lui, c'est lui qui fait ce qu'il veut.
Repère.
Ah, repère. Well, model. No. It's it trapped me. It trapped me.
I have no clues.
Reference.
I have
Merci
no
beaucoup.
reference in at training about my speed, about my start, etc. So I'm capable to sprint, but I didn't specific hurdling sessions. So I don't know my shape. I'm afraid about anything, and I think that's maybe the best way to run
handle
fast.
this competition.
To have afraid of nothing. It's exactly the same way I ran in Olympic Games last year.
The same
I
way.
was injured just before, and finally the final was okay. So I don't know, and it's okay for me.
What do you think about meeting Devon at this meet?
I was impressed about last year Paris, because you won Paris, and you won Paris, but with a mistake during the race. I remember you have eaten maybe the 5th hurdles, and at the end you do a real big comeback and finally run the race. So at this time I already knew that he's capable to run really, really fast, and after he won the Diamond League. But this year 12:84, it's one dixième.
1/10 of a
second under my personal best, so it's crazy far from me. So congratulations, it's a really good race, and we'll see tomorrow.
Demain. Quelques questions en français. On le sait, avec l'expérience, tu es capable de tout. Tu l'as montré l'année dernière. C'est important de rester leader. Malheureusement, Willem s'est blessé là en ce moment. Il y a des jeunes qui poussent. C'est en train d'arriver, hein. Il y en a pas qu'un, on le sait, sur la discipline en France. Toi, avec l'expérience que tu as, garder ce leadership.
Alors, avec mon parcours et les problèmes que j'ai eu ces dernières années, s'il y a bien un ingrédient avec mon coach qu'on a vraiment mis en avant, qu'on a mis dans la recette de ma préparation, c'est la sérénité. Sans sérénité, j'aurais pas pu faire ce que j'ai fait aujourd'hui. Et la sérénité, c'est avec laquelle je peux dire aujourd'hui que je peux faire des meetings bof, je peux faire des championnats de France bof, mais je sais que le jour des championnats d'Europe, je suis capable de sortir le meilleur le jour J. Et aujourd'hui, je suis un peu dans cette situation-là. Je me présente à un meeting où j'ai pas de repères, mais pourtant je sais, j'ai la sérénité de me dire que mi-juillet, à Eugene, je déposerai ce qu'il faut
Tu as parlé de championnat d'Europe, c'est les mondes
Mondiaux.
et après les Europes.
Mondiaux, ouais,
Europe. C'est ça dans ton tentative cette année. D'accord. I feel quite serene. In fact, this is what we're working together with my coach, being serene, being not stress too much on this, and I know I can do average meets, average competition sometimes, but when I'm at main championships like the Worlds or the Europeans, I'll be ready. So this is something we're working, and I'm sure I'll be ready there. Il y a quelque chose demain que tu veux, dont tu as un objectif, la façon dont tu veux travailler ou justement aborder cette course, quelque chose sur lequel tu veux mettre l'accent un peu particulièrement?
Alors, dans l'idée, toujours dans le fait que je n'ai pas de repères, avoir des athlètes qui courent actuellement très très rapidement, ça va me forcer à en quelque sorte me synchroniser sur les hautes cadences des autres. Le 110 mètres, c'est une discipline où quand on veut trop accélérer ou quand on veut trop bien faire ou être perturbé, enfin on peut être perturbé par les athlètes à droite ou à gauche. Donc moi, ce que j'ai envie de faire, c'est une course, donc bien sûr rapide, une course vraiment propre, clean race, et ne pas être perturbé si il y a des athlètes qui vont être moins parce que et dans l'idée, si je suis français, je pourrais considérer mon de blessure.
If I have a goal for tomorrow, you know, when you're on a training, you do special, you execute specially some things you've been working on. In competition, it's the level and the frequency is higher frequency. This is different. And when you are confronted to the other your opponents, sometimes you have to stay focused on what you're doing. So this is what I will look for, and I know it will be strong. It will be strong around me, for sure. But I will be pleased if I will do some around 30 and 40, and I will be pleased with that for my first race. So this is the main goal for tomorrow. This is something special when you come back to competition. Voilà, je vais vous laisser poser quelques questions. So if you want to ask questions, please. On a une première question. Ouais, mettez là. Donc vas-y.
Oui, bonjour, Axel à Europa. Question en français, réponse en français, s'il vous plaît, Pascal. Vous en pensez quoi de ce meeting de Charletti? J'ai posé tout à l'heure la question à Kevin Meyer par rapport à d'autres meetings de la Ligue de Diamant. Comment vous le situez aujourd'hui?
Alors, j'ai des chouchous. Ça, c'est un truc que je n'ai pas dit à propos de Eugene. J'ai des chouchous dans les meetings Diamond League. Alors, les championnats du monde cette année étant à Eugene, c'est l'endroit où j'ai gagné ma toute première étape League. J'ai 2 fois Eugene. Donc, c'est un peu mon meeting qui chouchou. J'ai Monaco, où j'ai battu le record de France 12,95. J'ai un 3e chouchou, pourtant je n'ai jamais gagné ici, c'est Paris. Paris, je crois que j'ai fait 2 fois 2e, alors que je tapais mes records. Genre, je faisais des courses vraiment belles et pourtant je n'ai jamais gagné. Mais à la maison, ça a toujours été excellent. Dernière chose, si je ne dis pas de bêtises, si ma mémoire est bonne, c'est la toute première fois où j'ai couru dans un stade de genre, on était 50 000. En fait, ma première expérience de Paris, c'était le Usain Bolt qui annulait pour blessure sa venue, je crois. Et on avait mis un 110 parce qu'il y a du budget qui s'était libéré. Et donc j'ai connu un stade rempli en attente d'Usain Bolt avec une audience telle que ma première expérience de Paris était incroyable, quoi. Parce qu'il faut dire ce qu'il y a, il réussit à remplir les stades et du coup ma première expérience de Paris était folle.
So if I recall to the question, what are the best meet? How do you put Paris inside the Diamond League meet? So for me, Eugene is maybe my first coup de cœur, my first one, because this is where I won my first Diamond League. I won twice Eugene. So this is he sent you a message. I
haven't won Eugene yet.
I know. I won twice Eugene. And Monaco, where I did 12 in 95, the national record. And Paris, I didn't win here, but I was very, very close. I did second several times. And I remember this was my first meet where I was invited. We were at the Stade de France. Usain Bolt was supposed to run. He withdrew because he was injured, and so they put 110 hurdles. They had money enough from switch from the 100 to the 110, and there were 50,000 people in the stands. So I was really happy and thrilled to run that race. So this is where I put them. Une question ici.
Yes, Etienne Nappé, Athleticism Magazine. My question is in English for Devon. Devon, you raced 24 races last year on 110-meter hurdles. On Saturday night, it will be only the 8th for this year. Why?
So that's a Good question, and this is why I'm here in Europe right now, 10 days before USA's, and Pascal probably can say something about this as well, but we can only do so much in training in order to mimic the race pace and how we feel in a race, by bringing the distances closer and doing longer hurdles and stuff like that. So it's super important for a hurdler to race, to get sharp and to feel a rhythm. And I feel like, a lot of hurdlers like to race a lot in order to feel good about their race pattern. And I know that once USA's happens next week, there's not going to be any opportunities for me really, maybe one or two in the US before Worlds. So me and my coach spoke about what the goal was, and the goal is to, win Worlds. So how many races do I want to get in before that? And I was like, it'd be good to get like 12 or 15 before then. So I'll get another 2 on Saturday, another 3 in the US next week, and that'll put me at 13, and then maybe 1 or 2 more in the US, and then I'll be at 15 for World Champs.
And 4 other World Champs. Heats to the final.
There's only 3 now.
3?
Yeah.
So it's 3. So it's 3. So that makes 18. There will
18.
be 18 races.
And then that's
because
it.
after Eugene, you quit track and field, and you go for football, American football. Got a contract with Philadelphia Eagles.
Yes. He's saying I'm quitting. I'm not quitting. I'm just
leaving for some times?
No, just during the football season, I'm going to play football, and then once February we win the Super Bowl, hopefully. Come back, come back and start training for track, and then do the same thing I kind of did this year. Get ready for major champs.
Okay.
Do that.
So that means that you will do the you won't do August meets, and you'll be focused on the football season until February.
Yeah. And then, then when the Olympics come around, obviously I need a little bit of leeway because hopefully I'm doing well enough in football that I can.
2024 will be tricky. So
exactly, yes.
Okay, I understand that. Well, congratulations for that. It's 3 years contract, right?
Yeah.
Good. Une autre question, Mike?
Hi, it's Mike Rowbottom here for World Athletics. Question for Devon. On that very topic, I presume it's all okay for you to switch between the sports. In terms of Grant Holloway gave up American football for athletics, and somebody asked him why, and he said, "I still want to be able to walk when I'm 30." I mean, that's a funny thing, but that also has a serious side. Do you actually worry you could get somewhat damaged playing American football, and that might affect your running career?
Well, I already have. I did 2 ACLs in 2015 and 16. Playing college football, so I recovered.
And you're stronger.
Yeah, so I recovered from that. I think in athletics, injuries are going to happen. Obviously, football is a little bit more like contact injuries, track and field, maybe muscle and stuff like that. So as an elite athlete, you have to be able to manage that. And I think that's the most important thing going forward in my career is doing my best, staying healthy, being smart about taking care of my body, because my body is what's going to allow me to, run 12.84 or run 12.7 and then play, in the NFL and do well. So,
as a wide receiver, maybe there's some risk, no? Wide receiver, so you have to run fast.
Probably less risk.
Less.
Yeah, the least amount of risk other than maybe like punter or kicker. But we'll see. I did okay when I was in college. My injuries were non-contact anyways. It wasn't like I got hurt from somebody hitting me. But I'm not going to really think about that too much. I think this is something I've wanted to do my whole life, and I have the opportunity now, so I'm going to take advantage of it and just go for it.
Une autre question?
May I?
Yeah.
Sorry, if I may, just to follow up. Just going back to the 1284, as Pascal said, when he saw you running so well the previous year, he said that you had any feeling of surprise. What were your feelings when you actually saw that time? Was it a shock to you, or did you think, yeah, I knew I could do that?
Well, yeah, I always believe I can do it. That's the reason why I'm here. And running track is I believe I can be the best in the history of the sport. But training's been going really well. Just kind of busy. I've been back and forth between Philly training with football the month of April and May. And so about 2.5 weeks ago, I was done with football. So I was running well while I was only training 1 or 2 days a week on the track, running 13.1, 13.2, 13, pretty solidly. And then earlier this year, indoors, I decided to go from 8 steps to 7 steps to the first hurdle. And that, I'm not going to say that's the game changer because I ran quick last year as well with 8, but it has really helped me improve my ability to be in the race early and then use my last, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 hurdles, which I've always kind of been good at. So the goal is to be out in front. If I had Grant start, I probably would have ran 12.6 by now, but we all can't beat Grant Holloway because he's the greatest in the history of the 60 and probably the greatest starter that'll be here for a long time.
Yeah, you're right. Well, the future looks really interesting with these guys.
Image start.
Yeah,
with
Devon. Devon's finish. Yeah.
It will be crazy.
Me and Grant talk about that sometimes because I'm like, hey, bro, can you teach me how to start? He's like, yeah, if you teach me how to do your last 4.
12:50. Une autre question? One more. Yes, Mike. Keep on talking.
If I may, thank you. A question for Pascal, as you say, your record again and again when you come to major championships is incredible. Each time you think, oh, he's injured. I don't know if he's boom, medal. Europeans, the world's. Is that? I guess that's just something that's innate in you. There must be something that you're able to do that. You can't sort of teach that or build that in. It's just either something you are or you're not. Surely. Is it a natural thing for you to be able to do that always?
Il demande, à chaque fois que tu reviens de blessure ou on t'attend plus, tu arrives au championnat et au championnat tu es performant, tu fais une médaille. Est-ce qu'il y a quelque chose dans ton fonctionnement qui fait que tu es plus performant dans les grands championnats malgré justement le fait de revenir de blessure?
This is not my goal to have a season look like this. So
with injuries and
absent, miss meetings and. But so first I have the serenity to know that even if I'm not good in meetings, I will be great in championships.
And c'est la question. Why? How can you manage? How do you do that?
The problem is today I'm 30. And when I was young, I was capable to work really, really hard, run a lot of meetings, and I had no problem at all with this work charge de travail. Hard work. Today, when I have a strong preparation, I can manage it 1-2 months, and if I go too hard, I get an injury. So I feel like that at my age, I'm still young, but I always want to work hard, but sometimes I just need to work a little bit less and keep the spikes only for the 1-2 weeks before the competition. And with this cocktail, I will be great for the full season. But today, I can't work as hard as 10 years ago.
Quality and less quantity.
Ouais.
This is what you need to do.
Same.
Yeah, for you, same. Huh? To stay healthy. Une dernière question? Plus de questions? Merci beaucoup. Thank you very much. Guys, good luck. We look forward to see you on the track.